tournament, a 7 seed upsetting Ohio State. Deep three. Clark! First step to the side over Hemingway, and that's her third.
Caitlin Clark is changing basketball for everyone. Some have said there hasn't been a college basketball player to catch the attention of the world like this since Michael Jordan. The point is, she is paving the way for basketball and women across the world. And if you want to know how she is doing that, then stick around.
Clark from the logo!
Caitlin Clark was in a league of her own before she even entered the WNBA. Once she got drafted, her WNBA jersey sold out within hours of being drafted. She had multiple six-figure offers and one that was seven-figure. Ice Cube pitched a $5 million deal to play in the Big Three League. He mentioned on Instagram, Big Three made a historic offer to Caitlin Clark. Why wouldn't we? Caitlin is a generational talent. Further, according to Bleacher Report, Adidas offered $6 million over 4 years with a signature shoe, Puma with only $3 million, Under Armour offered $16 million over 4 years with a signature shoe, and lastly, Nike offered $28 million over 8 years, also with a signature shoe. At this point, if you don't know by now, she took the Nike off. The skill set she has brought to the table has caused heads to turn not just within women's basketball, but throughout sports overall. For example, she broke multiple records, but the main one we'll highlight is how she scored 3,951 points during her college career, which was the most ever in NCAA men's or women's Division I history. And we should also add the game was the most watched regular season women's basketball game since 1999, along with the second most watched college basketball game of the season, including men's games. The way she made in college resulted in a historic moment. For the first time ever during March Madness 2024, more people watched the women's NCAA championship game than the men's. Between Iowa and South Carolina, the game had a record-breaking 18.87 million views, whereas the men's had only 14.82 million. This was almost the most watched game at any level since 2019. So with all that being said, the way she is globalizing basketball for women has to make you wonder, who else did it like her?
Inside. Michael Jordan, the young freshman.
Michael Jordan. Now, hear me out on this one, y'all. No, we're not comparing her to Michael Jordan, but here's what we're saying. Her accomplishments and gameplay have transcended the game. And well, in the same way Michael did that. She sold out seats just like Mike. During her senior season, her team sold out all of its home games for the first time in history and set the women's basketball attendance record, and this was only a preseason exhibition game. Further, each team that hosted Iowa in the regular season set an attendance record with an average attendance increase of 150%, and the 2024 Big Ten tournament sold out for the first time. It was also mentioned in the article with USA Today that courtside seats were going for more than $3,100 each. And now she's got a partnership with Nike with her own signature shoe, just like Mike. The point is that Caitlin Clark is changing basketball not just for women and young girls, but to help everyone recognize that you can break through barriers and you don't need to be limited by your status, race, or gender. At the end of the day, Caitlin is an athlete who took basketball to the next level at a young age, and this is why we expressed a similarity between her and Michael Jordan. Even if you didn't like the NBA or care about any sports, you knew who Michael Jordan was. His jersey was ubiquitous in the 90s, his shoes and commercials even more so, and kids across the country flocked to courts in hopes they too could be like Mike. Clark's impact might not be as widespread yet, but it's no less transformative. Further, interest in women's sports has skyrocketed over the last few years. Viewership during last year's NCAA basketball tournament obliterated the previous high, with the final between Clark's Iowa team and LSU alone watched by almost 10 million people. Just before the 2024 NFL Super Bowl, the Caitlin Clark effect hit players like Patrick Mahomes, who mentioned she's one of the best college basketball players to ever play.
You can tell she loves the game. She loves playing at Iowa. One of the best college basketball players to ever play.
Now, if you're not aware of all the hype, Let's dive into that. First and foremost, she gets buckets. When she became the NCAA Division I women's career scoring leader, she accomplished that record with a shot from the logo.
How will she go for history?
On top of that, she was responsible for 79 of her team's points with the win against Michigan. She's a lethal shooter, and it stands out. Some have even mentioned her gameplay similar to Steph Curry. That said, the Wall Street Journal columnist Jason Gay wrote, "Clark is far from the first great shooter in women's basketball, but she's the one who is changing the dimensionality of the game because of the distance she can shoot from and how well she can pass." Now, we'll get to the pass in a second because we do want to show how good her shooting really is.
Clark. Got it.
Notice when she sees the opening window, no matter how small it is, she'll take it. In this play, she brings the ball just past half and there's no one challenging her, so why not take the shot?
Deep three. Caitlin Clark.
Again, on this play, she walks up and with that small window, she takes the opportunity to shoot and it's too late for the defender.
Was trying to redirect a pass. Clark.
Even more recently, against LSU. No challenge? No problem. Now, even if there is a challenge, she's also good at getting the shot off immediately.
Are they going to get the ball up in time? Clark for the win.
Even if she's putting in work and cooking the defense, she'll take the shot if you're not keeping up.
A deep one. You bet.
Again, no hesitation on this play. Now, outside of getting buckets, the way she sees the court is also a lethal part of her game.
Senior.
Right off the top of this play, she gets the ball, and before Indiana can get all their players back, she sees Hannah Stokey, and it's a wrap from there.
Up. Caitlin Harper just off the mark and quickly the other
The
way.
same idea happens here. She gets the rebound, and then before Purdue can get back, she sees Hannah Stokey again and sends it past the entire team for the easy layup.
Clark. Crossover.
In this play, notice how Caitlin starts with a 1v1, but then notices if she moves towards the middle, will the two defenders bite? And, well, her plan worked as it left Sydney Alfalter wide open for the three-pointer. On top of that, these dishes set her apart as well.
Defended by Martinez.
She plays with a pace that makes it hard for other teams to keep up with her.
Court is enough to score and cheer.
Clark behind the back.
And the reality is the WNBA is going to experience a type of game played through Caitlin and other young players that will set the tone for the game. That said, some believe that Caitlin will have a hard time adjusting. Players like Kelsey Plum, who put up 30 points a game in her college career and then averaged less than 9 points a game her rookie season, want to pass on the heads up for Caitlin. On Instagram, she mentions, "I got cooked." Now, obviously, we don't know for sure what that will look like. Regardless, the way Caitlin navigated through college basketball was just the tip of the iceberg, and I'm sure most would believe that. The fact is, she's already a generational player and will go down as one of the greatest women's college basketball players ever. Even though her gameplay has helped transform women's basketball and transform the way the game is viewed today, she's not alone in doing so, since players like Angel Reese, Cameron Brink, Paige Beckers, and so many others will do the same. During her final season at Iowa, regular season games featuring her became the most viewed women's basketball games of all time on 6 different TV networks: the Big Ten Network, ABC, Fox, FS1, NBC, and Peacock.
And if you're the Mountaineers, you don't want to get caught. Possession, terrific extra pass, what the Hawkeyes do best, and no one within 15 feet of the best shooter in the country.